has gone to various festivals, Toronto,
Yeah.
and the latest one would be Rotterdam in Europe.
Mm.
And Malaysians, we haven't got the chance to watch it. Going international first, then coming back home. Is this one of your strategy to promote Bunohan?
I worked so hard on it. No, it's not. I worked so hard on it. I just needed to travel. And then they gave me free tickets. So I thought, great, I have a holiday. No, actually, it's not planned as such. As in, when you're writing a script, making a film, you don't think, oh, what's my strategy? I mean, I leave that to my producer, Nandita Solomon. She has been instrumental in pushing the film. But more than that, as soon as this is how it works. We made the film, and just as we were shooting, before we even started shooting, actually, Eastern Light, our European sales agent, came on board and said, they would like to represent the film. Then, of course, because of the network and everything, they got back to us after we finished the film. I mean, the day we finished the film and we were about to go into editing, and they just said, Universal Pictures wants to buy the film. And then a friend out of LA, he's an Ipoh Mali boy, really lovely Malaysian, who's done very well in the US. And he got in touch with me and said, we got in touch with him and said, he'd like to, come in as co-producer, even though at that stage it's not a problem for us. And we said, yeah, great. And because of the network and everything, so he pushed the film. Yeah. And I think in pushing the film, I think we went to certain places. But Toronto was the first premiere in the North America that we did, and that was a stroke of luck because we were talking to the sales agent people, Eastern Light. But sometimes however much you're talking or emailing, and it's just really difficult, you need to iron out small details. And sometimes, at the end of the day, human interaction is still something that you can, for sure rely on. So we decided, okay, we can't afford really to go to LA, so we thought, shit, they're going to be in Hong Kong. Are we allowed to say shit? Anyway, so we're going to go to Hong Kong because they're going to be there. So we went there and we met people, and Tim was really amazing. He introduced us to everyone along the way, because it's very much a networking, and it's all about films. There's a film market. And that's when we met this woman from Toronto, and she said, she's going to be in KL. That's from Toronto, and she came, saw the film, took it home, and said she really loved it, and put the panel, and the panel really likes it. And then we went to, and then, I mean, these are things that happen. I mean, one curator hears it, but before that, there was this guy, Paolo, who happens to be here now, Bertolin, and he was from Venice at the time, or delegate of Venice. And he likes the film too. So he came 3 times to watch it, every time, just to see stages of the edit, from Venice Film Festival. So, but unfortunately, I mean, sometimes when you look at these things in Europe, it's all strategic and it all becomes quite political amongst themselves. But for us, it was just like, look, we really wanted the film to come out much earlier, but there's a glut of films coming out, and then the whole wajib tayang system in place. We still wanted to respect that and say, okay, we'll go for the wajib tayang, and because of that, the wajib tayang system is in such a way that it's complicated to explain here. But you then ended up, you need to be in a queue. And that's why it took so long, because there was more films this year being made in Malaysia. I think something like, 80 or something, if I'm not mistaken. So of course, the waiting list was like 6 months. You think, of course, I mean, our interest is clicking. Of course, we could have it, whatever dates that we wanted, like in ASAP, we would have done it. But, you still need to work within the system.
During your visit, in the festivals, what were the response from the audience when they watched it? Negative and positive?
Actually, I didn't get any negative feedback at all. Possibly there were, but maybe people didn't want to say. I don't know. But we were in Toronto, and after that we went to Taipei, Taiwan. And then it was also in Sao Paulo, in Austin as well, the Fantastic Film Fest. But you see, these are things that, like I said, had then there'll be, you know, if we could have had launched it last year, we would have, because it would be in keeping with everything else that my producer, you know, in time with all the festivals. Because at the end of the day, those things are also, you know, not just about how well a film can do, but it's also a market networking thing, right? And you need to maximize, and we're responsible towards, and we are responsible producers. At least my producer is, and you know, we intend to obviously be able to, you know, spread the film, earn some income, and then be able to pay our sources back, you know, the loans back. So, and for us, the moment it traveled, we had such amazing reviews, and Toronto was the start of it. You know, we ourselves were quite surprised, and even the kind of Masales who were with us, because we had an agent, publicist, and then we also had a sales agent for North America coming in, you know, as well as, you know, the people around us, the team basically. And, you know, when Variety came out with that like amazing review comparing it, I mean, referencing it to Shakespeare, the Bible, and whoever, because of its kind of like, I think, universal theme. And because of that universal theme, you know, people could connect, and then I think word went out, and then after that, you know, as they say, it just went from one, I suppose, you know, down the network, and that's why I think, you know, it got as far as also Hong Kong. I mean, it's not Hong Kong, Taipei, which is the Golden Horse, you know, it's like the Chinese version of their Oscars. So that was good, and what was wonderful was, you know, Faisal, I think, you know, the thing about festivals is that, you know, it is very, very political in many, many ways. But it's also, you know, you have so many people within the industry, critics, reviewers, and all that. And general population, people really, really, you have a cinema literate society, right? These places are cinema literate. And young people to old people, and it's just a place to celebrate cinema. And people are generous, and people are really, really wonderfully supportive. You know? So, in a sense, what I got back, the feedback I got, and people stopped me in the street, you know, I kid you not, I was in Toronto, hey, you the guy who made that film Bunohan, right? I said, yeah, so I gotta go now, you know, but, and a lot of the comments and feedbacks from the critics, reviewers, as much as from the people, that they really liked it, even though it was a foreign film from another culture, so on and so forth. And what was also wonderful was that they loved the performance. So, you know, Malaysian actors are just really, really amazing performances.